And then there's this Manafort business. Not normal.
No, that's not normal at all.
We've now gotten we now know that the prosecutors are saying that they have evidence that Paul Manafort gave some stuff to the Russians. Explain it.
The the prosecutors accused Paul Manafort of lying to FBI agents in violation of his guilty plea to cooperate with them. And they filed their allegations of the lies under seal. We don't know what they were. Paul Manafort's lawyers filed their answer, and they forgot to seal part of it. And the part they forgot to seal was that the FBI accused Paul Manafort of lying about whether or not he gave confidential campaign polling data at the height of the campaign to a Russian oligarch who the FBI has identified as a source for Russian intelligence.
So a Putin man.
Yes. This shows that Bob Mueller can demonstrate to a court, without the testimony of Paul Manafort, that the campaign had a connection to Russian intelligence, and the connection involved information going from the campaign to the Russians.
And would that be conspiracy?
Yes. A conspiracy is an agreement to commit a crime. The crime would be to receive something of value from a foreign person or government during a campaign.
Here's how bad Paul Manafort's lawyers are. They tried to redact a passage admitting that Manafort was sharing polling data with an associate with ties to Russia, and then admitted that he met with the associate in Madrid. But while the passage looked redacted to the naked eye, if you simply copied and pasted the redacted part of the text onto a different document, all of the text showed up. Why? Because Trump only hires the very best people. I guess part of having your presidency predicated on bringing America back to the 1930s is that you're really bad at using computers.
Well, if this is collusion, though collusion isn't a crime, this would be collusion.
The crime is conspiracy, the agreement. Collusion is a non-legal term.
Oh, I know, but
right.
If there's a collusion giving stuff to the Russians about polling data,
would
that
probably fit into that kind of a category.
Yeah.
Look, when Paul Manafort was convicted of his financial crimes, the president said, big deal. This was 6 years before he worked for me. This event that has been outlined in these court papers occurred during the campaign, during the summer and spring of 2016.
The whole no collusion thing is nothing more than a PR strategy. All the Trump camp did was create a word that isn't a criminal offense and then deny that Trump ever committed that non-criminal offense. If you steal someone's car and then yell that car swipery is not a crime, that doesn't change the fact that Grand Theft Auto is. But Trump's hope is that his supporters are dumb enough to think that as long as he didn't commit the made-up crime of collusion, that he is completely innocent. He's literally relying on his supporters being completely impervious to facts.
The question is, was this in return for a promise of something from the Russians, and did the candidate, now the president, know about it?
Did Trump know about any of this? Let's look at what we already know. We now have Manafort sharing polling data with the Russians. We have Kushner, Trump Jr., and Manafort attending the Trump Tower meeting with a Russian lawyer to get dirt on Clinton. We have Michael Cohen himself claiming that Trump knew about the meeting. We have phone records showing that Trump Jr. called a blocked number, like his dad uses, immediately before and after the Trump Tower meeting. We have Trump's own announcement that dirt on Clinton will be exposed on the same day that Giuliani revealed a meeting to plan for the Trump Tower meeting.
I am going to give a major speech on probably Monday of next week, and we're going to be discussing all of the things that have taken place with the Clintons. I think you're going to find it very informative and very, very interesting.
There was Trump's own involvement in the adoption statement meant to mislead about the real purpose of the Trump Tower meeting. And on top of all of that, we have whatever Robert Mueller knows, which I am certain is every bit of the truth. If Mueller can prove that Trump knew about the meeting, Trump will be guilty of the crime in question. No, not the made-up crime of collusion, but the very real federal crime of conspiracy.